consideration of Her Honour the Lieutenant Governor's speech. Ms. Glasgo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Honourable Member for Brooks Medicine Hat.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As you can see, I'm very excited, and it's a tremendous honour to move the acceptance of the throne speech presented by Her Honour the Lieutenant Governor of the Province of Alberta. I would like to thank Her Honour the Lieutenant Governor for setting forth this vision for the Legislature. I would also like to thank the Honourable Premier for the opportunity to move this speech from the throne. The speech from the throne outlined our government's detailed and ambitious plan to get Albertans back to work. It outlined our commitments to making life better for Albertans, to get Alberta's fiscal house in order, and to stand up to those who would have Alberta treated as a doormat for Ottawa rather than an equal and cooperative partner in Confederation. It also outlined our commitment to honour the dignity of this institution that we all fought to be able to sit in. As members, we have an opportunity to participate in democracy and represent the voices of our constituents thoughtfully and with reverence. Overall, one could suggest that the speech from the throne demonstrated a marked shift towards optimism, a focus on the things that matter to Alberta families, the people who built this province, and the next generation that will carry our vision into the future. I am humbled to stand here today as the newly elected member for Brooks Medicine Hat. I have the privilege of representing over 50,000 people, from Hilda to Bazzano, Scandia to Medicine Hat, from Redcliffe to Brooks, just to name a few. On April 16th, I was elected with 65% of the vote and earned the trust of over 13,000 Albertans who are inspired by our government's positive vision for renewal and prosperity. I could not be more grateful to those who have supported me and continue to offer their kind words of encouragement and guidance. Whether you believed in me in the nomination, knocked on doors, made phone calls, delivered lunches, scrutineered, entered data, or offered your prayers, know that your support means everything to me, and this is just as much your seat as it is mine. I come from a very tight-knit and supportive family who from a young age has taught me very important lessons that I will take with me into my career in public service. The first lesson is the importance of standing up for what you believe in. This was impressed upon me very early on in my life, and if you ask my mom, speaking up has always come perhaps a little too naturally to me. The second is to never book anything in November because that's rifle hunting season, and as a family, that time is sacred, and we can't miss any opportunity to put meat in the freezer. But the third of these lessons, and perhaps the most important, is to always leave things better than when you found them. I truly believe that within the speech from the throne that this message is expressly articulated. Renewal is exactly what is needed for the constituents of Brooks Medicine Hat. Over the past few years, and it was very obvious while I was door knocking, people seem to have lost that hope. Whether I was in Medicine Hat talking with young families about the erosion of choice in education, or in Bazzano talking with seniors about the need for predictable funding for healthcare, in Scandia, talking with farmers about the need for protection of their property rights, or in Brooks, speaking with some of the many oil and gas workers who are unemployed or underemployed, the takeaway was the same. The people of Brooks Medicine Hat, by and large, felt as though our common sense rural values had been betrayed by a coalition of governments who seemed more concerned with appeasing the ivory towers of so-called green foreign-funded activists than meaningfully consulting everyday Albertans. They felt as though their governments were working against them, and ultimately felt like their representatives had forgotten who put them there in the first place. Brooks Medicine Hat is a brand new constituency made up of the County of Newell, Cypress County, the City of Brooks, the City of Medicine Hat, the town of Bazzano, and many charming places in between, such as Hilda, Schuler, Duchess, Rosemary, Scandia, Millicent, Patricia, Rolling Hills, Tilly, CFB Suffield, Ralston, and Redcliffe, just to name a few. Although the boundaries themselves are new, the history is as deep as the coolies and as humble as the First Peoples who are the original stewards of this land. The constituency has a rich history of agriculture, farming, and ranching, the ultimate act of environmental stewardship, as well as many greenhouses that serve job creators to our local economies. Further, Brooks Medicine Hat has a robust tradition of being a leader in the oil and gas industry, with many companies, both large and small, having roots in the area. I had the pleasure of growing up in southern Alberta. I was born in Medicine Hat and went down the road to university in Lethbridge and decided to run in Brooks Medicine Hat because I believe in the common sense work ethic and generous nature of the people that call this place home alongside me. I firmly believe in the good of everyday Albertans who know how best to care for their families, communities, farms, businesses without the ever-encroaching hand of government. In southern Alberta, we are the kind of people who, if you look someone in the eye and shake their hand, well, that might as well be a contract, and you treat that handshake like a bond. We do not expect much of government, but we do expect that governments and politicians will be accountable to the people that they represent and follow through on their election promises. I am proud to be a member of this United Conservative Government's caucus that is already demonstrating to Albertans, near and far, that we are willing to do what is right and follow through on the election platform that received a resounding majority from Albertans just last month. It is a great privilege and responsibility that has been bestowed upon myself and all of my colleagues to sit in this chamber. This privilege has been given to less than 1,000 people in our province's history, and I am proud to be the very first member of the legislature for Brooks Medicine Hat and grateful to have had the opportunity to move her honor speech from the throne today. Thank you.